I'm sorry. Did I wake you? You were already awake. And why is that? Are you feeling restless? I see. Why am I awake? Well, I assumed I was taking first watch. Skyrim is a dangerous place after all, especially to those who travel. It's all right. Honestly, I don't mind. I couldn't possibly sleep now anyway, even if I tried. I figured I'd sharpen my sword up in preparation for tomorrow. It would also come in handy if bandits or other beings tried to ambush us tonight. And with your track record, I'm almost certain someone's going to try. It's a beautiful night. You know, if you glance from this particular angle, it appears as though the Aurora Borealis is almost dancing around Hrothgar. It's rather fitting, wouldn't you say? You should try getting some sleep. You'll be in no shape to travel if not. I'll be absolutely fine. You're forgetting that I grew up in the forests of Falkreath, then to the swamps surrounding Morthal. Believe me when I say I've had my fair share of sleepless nights. Is everything all right? Come on, it's only me. Talk to me. You're afraid? Of what? Of what we're about to face. I understand that. It would be strange if you weren't afraid. And what makes you think I'm not afraid? We all have our fears. No matter how ridiculous they may seem, they're all very real and valid. You know, a lot of us are afraid of the unknown. We're only afraid of what we don't understand. You put me on a pedestal. Just because I don't necessarily show fear doesn't mean that I don't feel it. I may squash it down to the depths, but by the gods, I feel it. Don't talk like that. You shouldn't feel ashamed of having fear. In some ways, fear can make us stronger. Fear is meant to be broken in my eyes. Face it head on, I say. You know, when we first joined the Dawn Guard, I remember feeling nauseous at the thought of it. You see, one of my greatest fears, one that I neglected to share with you, are vampires. Yes. I told you I grew up in the wilderness, hunting tirelessly with my father. We had no gold, no place to call home. Each day was a fight for survival. My father taught me how to hunt, start fires, all the basics I needed to survive. However, even he could have never prepared me for what was coming. I was far too young. One day, we were hunting foxes. hoping for a nice meal, when we suddenly found ourselves surrounded. I'd never seen anything like it, and haven't since. The sun was at its highest point. It should have been impossible. I remember their glowing red eyes, staring daggers into us, sizing us up. Their fangs, glistening as they smiled. I had never felt more fear than I did in that moment. No amount of bears, wolves, saber-tooth, none of them had ever paralyzed me with so much fear. I watched hopelessly as they tore apart my father in front of my very eyes. His screams. I could hear them for years. In my dreams, you know. I still can sometimes. They never tried to kill me. They merely tormented me instead, cackling as they did so. When I finally found the strength to run, they never followed me. But I could still hear them cackling. Ever since that day, the sight, or even the very talk of vampires, the thought of their glowing eyes peering into my soul, terrifies me. But by accompanying you and following you to the Dawn Guard has made me face my fear. I've lost count of how many blood-sucking parasites we've vanquished, and each one I felt my stomach plummet. You see, we all have our fears. It doesn't make you weak. Use it. Face it, and it'll only make you stronger. You have no idea how incredible you are, do you? You're the most bravest person that I've ever come across, even if you're reckless with it. You can do almost anything in life if you put your mind to it. What a compliment. Well then, it's a good thing that I'm not planning on going anywhere anytime soon, isn't it? Go back to sleep. The night is still young. You have plenty of time before dawn to get some rest. Yes. Don't worry. I'll still be here. I'm not going anywhere.